Today I'm going to show you how to properly install graphics onto your Talaria Sting or any bike that you have. These graphics came with the bike. They seem to be very high quality, just like a set that you might buy for your dirt bike. They're fairly thick and offer good adhesive capability that looks like it'll protect your plastics. I really like the color scheme that they went with. Having this gray kind of camouflage mixed with the dark black that's on there really is going to keep the stealth vibe while allowing it to have a different look than a lot of people out there, especially from the Surons. Now let's get to installing these. The livery that they went with shows Talaria Sting being said all the way across the battery. So we'll be applying some of the graphics to the battery itself. And that's where I'm gonna start. Basically, my idea behind this is that since we have one section that's very obviously for the battery, we'll apply that and then put the battery back in, and then we can move our way outward, installing the graphics as we go to make sure they all line up and we don't apply something in the wrong spot. So just like every time you take the battery out, flip the breaker, then disconnect the battery, and then just simply remove it. So the graphics we're gonna start with are gonna be on this big sheet here. 3 lines of graphics here and 3 lines of graphics down there, coordinating to each side of the battery. This smaller sheet, we're just gonna save for later. So one thing that's really important is to start by making sure that all of the surfaces are very clean. You don't wanna go through all this work installing your nice graphics really nicely, just have them peel off because you didn't take the time to get the dirt and grime off. So spend some time. If you need help with getting that clean, go ahead and check out my other video to show you how to do that on your electric bike or any dirt bike that you own. Now, for applying the graphics themselves, it goes pretty easy. First thing that we're gonna do is orient ourselves with the battery so that we apply the graphics to the correct side. Right now I'm looking at it, I have my charge port on my left-hand side. I have the battery indicator that would be pointing towards the headlight, so I know that this is the right side of the bike. See where it says Sting, and also see where it says Sting there. Now, considering the graphics go downwards on the bike, these are the ones that'll go on the right-hand side of the bike. So we're just gonna go ahead and start with the front one and move our way back. Now be very careful when installing these. What you want to do is start at one end and work your way smoothly down towards the other while making sure everything stays straight. Once you have the center all set, then you just work the air bubbles out towards the outside. Moving from the inside to the outside, you shouldn't have a single bubble when you're all done with the install. All right, that one looks good. On to the second one. Now, one thing that I do notice that's very important on the Talaria's battery is down here at the bottom there is a sticker that says warranty void if removed. So make sure you don't take that off. My sticker just happens to go a tiny bit on top of it, so we'll just leave it how it is. All right. Now the last sticker for this side. That one's just a little bit crooked. So whenever you're installing these stickers, go really light pressure to begin with, so that way you can peel it up if you do make a mistake. Like mine, I just went a little bit too far towards the front of the battery, and I was able to peel it up really, really easily. Then from there, just repeat what we've been doing by removing all the bubbles, and then we're already halfway done with the battery. Now, the left side of the battery. You can see these are the ones we're going to be using on this side. It says Ting, and it'll just coordinate really well. I'm going to take the sticker off, set it nice up on top. It's a nice gap right there. Hold it nice and straight, and then run your finger down the middle, and then work your way out. And there's the first one. There's that warranty void if removed sticker. We're going to be covering up just a bit of that. Set it down on there nicely. And just a little bit of pressure here. And then hold it all straight where you want it. And then run your finger down, solidifying its location. So you might see that it's a little bit further on this side than it is on that side. So I'm going to see if I can get away with peeling it back up. All right, looks like we're good on that. That's the nice thing about quality stickers. They don't really leave residue. That means that you can just peel them up if you need to make slight adjustments when they're first put on. After they're sat for a while, I know that they can get a little bit sticky, so it's good to take the time and get it right the first time. All right, and then we're just gonna take a little bit of extra attention and just push down a little bit where I peeled it up with my fingernail earlier so that that doesn't come up at all. Holding the stickers in the orientation that we started with, gonna go ahead and peel off that last sticker. And now you can see we got the ting where it needs to go. We just do the same thing that we've done for all the other ones. So as you can tell, there's a little bit of a gap up here at the top versus here at the bottom. That's what I was going for. I know that the battery cover and the frame kind of cover like this. So if I can have it as far down this way, then I think it'll just look really nice. If you want to get it centered perfectly, feel free to do that. Hopefully this video shows you which direction you should go. But now, battery's done. We're gonna go and install it in the bike and start applying the graphics on there. All right, so the next most important graphics are definitely gonna be what completes Sting. So that's gonna be on our main sheet, and then we just need to find whichever one correlates. So you can tell STING, so we're looking for NG. This sticker will go right here in this frame section. So let's go ahead, just last check, make sure there's no dust or anything. And then this sticker, you will poke this little hole out right here. I believe that's gonna be for this little screw. Let's go ahead, peel this whole giant thing off, poke out the little hole there, and be very careful with this one. It's such a thin, awkward shape. So we're gonna start with the hole because that's obviously a very critical piece to get right. We're gonna kind of tap it down around the hole where we want it, lay it very gently, and see if everything lines up the way we want. So I'm just gonna poke a little couple places, make sure it all looks good. Take a step back, eyeball it, make sure all the lines line up. Not too bad. I think that if you guys are gonna do this, you can tell how that red line doesn't match up perfectly down there. But if you guys are gonna be doing this at home, remember when I biased these stickers towards the bottom? Try to bring them up just a little bit, it looks like. That way you can get that lined up, you know, just perfect in there. So I'm gonna try peeling it back off, see if we can get it aligned just a little bit better. Be very careful around that hole, it's such thin material. So like I'm basically pulling the sticker the direction I want it to go, and then we just gotta work out any of the little bubbles and everything. Yeah, I got that just a tad bit more aligned. And then now you just kind of work it like we did on the battery, getting every single one of those bubbles out so it all looks really, really nice. Not too bad. So now that one's all set up, let's move on to the next one. So the next one we're gonna focus on is gonna be up here on the battery case. Basically for this sticker pack that we have, there's a few more duplicates, right? So this one and this one are very similar. You can tell by this little hook right here. And I can tell by this cutout that that's for the left-hand side because that's where the charging port is. So that makes this one, this little hook, is probably gonna be right where this is. So we're gonna do this one next. All right, seems like the way to align this one is back here at this angle and that angle. So get this line and this line matched up. It looks like everything's gonna fall into place on the other end. I just made sure the gap on the bottom was the same as the gap here, or as close as I can get it. And then we're just gonna do the same thing where we run our finger across, and then we're just gonna make sure the gap along here is matching, because that's the crucial one. Finger down the middle, and then just work out any little bumps or bubbles that are there. Pretty simple. Next, we're gonna move on to where the keyhole is. This sticker is on the sheet we haven't used yet. You can see this guy right here has a big cutout for the keyhole and a small cutout for that bolt right there. So it'll be sitting in this orientation. So let's peel this guy off, poke that hole out, and stick it on. So of course this one, take extra care because you have two crucial ones. In my mind, the more crucial one is gonna be the keyhole. So we're gonna focus on that and then try to line up the other hole as best as we can. And then we're gonna finagle that down just a touch. Run the finger down as much of the middle as it can be and work those bubbles out to the edges. Not perfect right there. I'm gonna readjust that one. That's much better. All right, so this next one's gonna be just a little bit tricky. We're trying to put this logo right there. There's a little cut in the graphic itself for this bend right here, so it can kind of move upward. And then you want this angle to match up here, and that top, of course, to match up there. So that's what we're gonna do next. Pretty close. One thing that you can see is up here, it's not perfectly aligned. So I think I'm gonna make that one of the critical ones and just move the whole sticker up just a little bit because I have some extra space. Again, whenever you have that really skinny area, be very, very careful when installing it. Don't wanna accidentally tear it. All right, so we got that lined up, I'd say pretty decently. The only problem is that now we run out of real estate down here. So I think down here still has to be really the critical one. Again, light pressure down the middle and then step back and check your work. I'd say that's pretty decent. Just like everything else, down the middle and work your way out. Especially on these compound curves and everything, try to get that, I guess, the ridge of the curve done, and then that way you're separated into two different sections. So if we go like down the ridge here, then we can smooth everything out on this side of it, and then smooth everything out on the other side. Very nice. On to the next. So just a little bit further down from that, and back up on top of the keyway there, that blank spot there is what we're gonna be doing next. So what you're looking for is this guy. See these matching stripes? You want the matching stripes to go right here, and then of course this little peak is up there, and that angle matches there. Let's get this one done. Just like we did the peak up here, there's a good valley right here. So we're gonna get that valley all pressed in there. That way we can separate it and get the lower section done, and then we can get the higher section done afterwards. Let's see what is next. All right, last one for right hand specific is this strip right here. It's gonna be this guy. This box matches up with the end of there. It tapers down at the bottom properly. This really weird compound curvature that's a valley that rises to peaks on both sides. Run our fingers down the middle and make sure it's all set really nicely. That is it for the right hand specific. Now I'm just gonna go and do the left hand, and we'll finish off with the fenders. Check out how it looks. Take that step back. I think it lines up pretty well. So if you do end up getting the D&M forks like I have, there are no stickers that go on the front, so that just stays blank. Last thing is gonna be this fender. It's gonna be 3 stickers. First one's on the smaller sheet, and it's just this guy right here. And I made sure that it was centered at each tip the best I could get it. And then I'm just kind of finagling these outside edges wherever they end up landing. Next is just the sides. One sticker there, one on the other side. So these stickers are on the big sheet. Last sticker's on here. They will say Sting, so you want to make sure you read it the right way. Small end goes to small end, big end, of course, to big. Not too shabby. Last but not least is the final sticker on the big sheet. You can see we're all done with the rest of them, except for that one. I think that's just if you want to put it somewhere. But this guy, it's just a matching one to the other side. And there you go, the last sticker of the whole bike. And there you have it. The graphics are finished, the bike looks awesome, and it's time to go ride and scratch these guys up. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this helped you get your graphics put on, make it an easier process for you. Well, if you like what I'm doing, go ahead and keep following along with me. I got a lot of stuff coming. But until the next one, have a good one, and we'll see you soon.